So I have to say, this is one of my absolute favorites as well. Sorry. So, as I've gone through, I mean, I did my courses starting in 2006, and as I've gone through my last number of years, is anytime I hit a certain point in my life, is I consider where I'm at in this cycle. So let's go into here. So this is, I'm just going to take a drink here. So this is a big exercise. So I've got two exercises in one here, because really they're all related to the same topic. It's the concept or the idea that all events are neutral. And we're going to go through that. So in your workbook, it is pages 12 to 19. So this is what we're looking at right here, is the resistance cycle. So this is the idea that all events are neutral, and we attach the significance to them. So we're going to go step by step through this, through what everything is. And so, but the idea is I want you to actually think of divorce, is that most times in divorce is that you usually will have somebody who initiated divorce and might be really interested or excited about their new freedom. And there might be somebody in the divorce who not so much, could be upset, hurt for whatever reasons. And so the same experience was the divorce, but they had two separate reactions to it, or two separate perceptions on what happened. So as we go through this is what the core of what it is that the events are neutral. So we look at the idea of resistance. So you're going to know that you're in resistance simply because you're going to have negative emotions or attitudes about an event. Okay, so just pay attention to that. The next step is your belief system. So just a really quick recap on your belief system is that your belief system consists of about 10% of your conscious beliefs are conscious, and 90% of your beliefs are unconscious. So the resistance comes from your belief system, and that your belief system has a job to do, and it's the job that your belief system is meant to do in all cases is to be right. And if you think about, like, I'm a right fighter when it comes to things, and you've heard that term before, but when people are in resistance and upset about something, really more than anything, they want to be right. And that's what their belief system is doing for them. That's the belief system's job, is to be right about things. And what they think they're right about really is the past events. So the past events is when you have any experience from the past and it's brought forward into the future. So another way of saying that is like your current set of circumstances is being judged from your filters of the past. And so we have a ton of filters right now, like on social media platforms. And if you think of like, it's like the filter of like the regular face and the face done up all in makeup, it's that you see things differently. So this is the same idea, same concept, is that our experiences from the past, they're brought forward, and we're making judgments in the future because of those. So I'm going to give you some examples of that in my own life in just a second. So then what happens next is that after that's happened, after we've been triggered from past events, is we go into this automatic reaction. It can be any kind of automatic reaction. So really, you know yourself better than anybody, but it can show up as anger, righteousness. Some people, it's a temper tantrum. I know myself as I get closed off and I withdraw. Some people have an automatic reaction of fear and they withdraw as well, or fear and have different experiences or have different behaviors because of it. Some micromanage and control. Actually, those who know me really well would probably say I do this one well too. So I'll talk to you about my experiences. I got a few examples for you, and then I'm going to leave you guys to your homework. So one of my events that are neutral but I don't treat them so neutral is dirty dishes in the sink. So a brief history on me is that my husband and I recently purchased a different home, a new home for us, and we did a full reno. This was the first time that it's like I designed the kitchen, like I absolutely love it. And I've got 2 teenagers who have been in the house and like to leave dishes laying around. And I tell you, like, oh, if there's something that gets me mad, it's that. And I'll leave with the kitchen nice and clean, and I come home and I've got dishes in the sink, and it just sets me off. What that comes from is my a belief system, or my belief system for me, that it's about the idea of is like respect, and it's mine. So when I actually think of what the past and the future, my past experiences that I'm bringing into the future, is that this kitchen is the first one I've designed from scratch, and it is all mine. And when I was younger, I was the middle child, typical middle child. And what happens with the middle child? Well, not only was I the middle, but I had an older sister, and then I'm a girl, and a younger brother. So anything that my sister outgrew or no longer used anymore got handed down to me. But then my brother, being a boy and the baby, my stuff didn't get handed down to anybody. It's just that I was the last person to get everything. My sister got new, my brother got new. That was the story that I kind of made up about my childhood. So when I finally had a kitchen that was mine, and my kids disrespected it, oh, that set me off. So I was angry, like fuming. And so I know, they know when I'm upset about my kitchen, and they're actually pretty good about cleaning up the dishes now, really, because they understand this about my experience, right? So, I have another experience for you, is the idea of the neutral event. So we're going to call it neutral, is people paying for dinner for me. So there's some part of my belief system that says that you need to earn love. And when I think about in my past or growing up, is the times that I felt the most loved from other people, it was the times that I was serving and supporting them. So now if somebody wants to buy me dinner or buy certain things for me, is that I get scared, I get withdrawn, I feel unworthy. That's my automatic reaction that I get, because is that I don't even know how I deserve it or how I will repay it, like that type of stuff. So it sends me in this resistance cycle, and then I get in resistance to my unwillingness to simply receive, which then goes back to my belief system. And so this cycle just continually goes around and around. And this is what Mark was alluding to, where he said that he's very analytical. And when these pieces were put together for him, he was just like, oh, mind blown. So I have one other experience from a really good friend of mine, and his neutral experience or neutral event was the idea of authority, is just simply about having a boss. And so when his boss would ask him to do things, it would put him into resistance. So for him, is that what it triggered inside of his belief system is this independence, that he can do it on his own and he didn't need anyone to tell him what to do. When he did these programs and actually looked into his past that was being brought into the future in that situation, is that he left home at 14 years old, and he basically raised himself. He didn't have anybody raising him or telling him what to do. And now all of a sudden he's got a boss that's doing it. So that's sending him into his automatic reaction. For him, it was about self-sabotage. He would completely sabotage that situation so he could get out of someone having authority over him, and would result in losing jobs. It happened over and over and over again for him. So when you're going through this and doing your own homework, so on pages these pages right in front of you, I believe they are 17 and 19, I've got them in front of me where I'm reading them, is what the exercise is asking is that to have a look at, list the events that you're in reaction to. So what events, people, or situations take your personal power. That's how you're going to do on the first one. And then make a list of anything that you currently are resisting in your life. And then why I put these two exercises together is because then that leads right into the next one, where it says use the chart to work through some personal examples of resistance. So taking the information from exercise 3, move forward into exercise 4 and see if you can redo the chart for yourself in your resistance experiences. So that is exercise 3 and 4. I'll leave that with you guys. If you guys have any challenges or want some additional support, you can book a free one-on-one call with me. I'm going to drop the link in the chat as soon as I get off. But if you're getting stuck, don't stay stuck. So I know I'm here to give you a hand. I'll drop my link. Just book a time with me. All right. That is all I have for today. Enjoy. We'll talk with everybody soon.